And here it is. Here indeed it is. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here it is. Here I am. Hope you're there. The session has commenced and your company is required. That thing that happens twice a day. The first installment, I should say, of today. So the session has commenced and of course your company is required. So if you are available, avail yourself of what's going on around here. One man went to mow. The eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the men is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the men is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the men is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. Sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right, holy, faster, never freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior.
another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the men will do is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the men will do is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the men will do is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo.
And there it is right there. Holy, holy, holy Nandi Kano, the other savior. So there it is, the dulcet tones of the farmyard singers from the eastern part of Nigeria. Holy, holy, us guys, I bring you this. 2023 presidency. We may reach consensus soon in the Southwest. The diminutive vice president of Nigeria is the one making the headline, Osinbajo. So that is his headline, but who is stepping down for whom? That is the question. So who's stepping down for whom? 2023 presidency, we may reach consensus soon in the Southwest, a headline attributed to the Akurukete vice president of the Nigerian state, Osinbajo. So there it is right there. MUSTAPHA, 53 people eating Nigeria like termites. So we've always said the Nigerian space has overload, and the overload, of course, there are no names, but names that you may not immediately identify. But people in the know those names, but is El Rufai now about to reveal those names to us, the owners of Nigeria? 53, he has narrowed them to. MUSTAPHA, 56, not 53, but 56. So MUSTAPHA, 56 people eating Nigeria like termites. So who are those and why is that? All of that are in play. Only I can defend interests of Igbo, others, Wike boast. So Wike now growing frontally for that space that are somewhat Peter Obi has made his home. Peter Obi, of course, essentially the Igbo champion and the one that the Igbos look to as the one that they prefer. But look to me, essentially what Wike is saying with this headline. Only I can defend interest of Igbo, others Wike boast. So quite how he is more Igbo than Peter Obi, we'll find out shortly. We'll find this out shortly as well. Buhari's exclusion of Southeast is fueling insecurity. It is TAMBUWAL making that headline by stating the obvious. Okay, so hold on. I think I have that headline twice. So let me just remove one of them. And then we land on this one. 2023, imposing northern candidates would have grim consequences. Southern leaders, so all of the lead spaces, all of our elders are within the Southwest, from the Ohaneses to their Feniferes and the Pas, and the grandpas and the great-grandpas. They've come out now to warn their Boki from Dara not to try it. You know, so that is essentially they are one into the space. 2023, imposing northern candidates would have grim consequences as southern leaders. So that plays to APC, but how does that play to PDP is the question. And then we land finally on this. Yes, because this was advertised, I think. Nigeria's secret police DSS operatives were with Deborah Samuel during attack, but overpowered by mob. TAMBUWAL still adding more detail to what is already known. So that is the menu. Lean back, kick back, take it easy and relax into it. The usual protocol, it hasn't changed. We're looking to hit 100 likes minimum with this stream as well. So you can aid us on our way to that. So click on the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, click on the subscribe button too. So the like button and the subscribe button, they are mandatory buttons that you must click on. So you must click on like and you must click on subscribe. But the hyperlink that I'm posting in the comment section now that says StreamYard, that is at your discretion, so that you have the option to click on if you want to. So if you click on that hyperlink that says StreamYard, that brings you into a studio space. And as soon as I finish reading out the talking points, I'll let you onto the screens and we'll have a conversation around the talking points. So the hyperlink that says StreamYard is an open microphone. It's an invitation inviting you to come up and speak. if you feel inclined to do so. So that is at your discretion. So open microphone, the hyperlink that says StreamYard, but to click on the like button and to click on the subscribe button, those are mandatory things that you must really do. So as you set about the clickings, let me provide a little bit of a liquid nourishment by way of encouragement. Your calabash to the ready as we head to the care guides.
Water, only water, only water, where they see ma. Water, only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Chief Wike kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòdò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Olúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosoname ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodunke ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ. Ikú kò ní rí wà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o, ìgbàlà àti èlé. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ, ìgbàlà àti èlé. Ikú kò ní rí wa gbéṣe. So Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe, may death have nothing to do with us. Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe, as guys I bring you this. 2023 presidency, we may reach consensus soon in Southwest, the short little man in Aso Rock that goes under the moniker Vice President. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has disclosed that the Southwest leaders and elders will soon reach consensus on producing a presidential aspirant for the zone ahead of the 2023 presidential election. He said consultations were ongoing daily, and he was optimistic that the region may reach agreement soon over the differences amongst the contestants. The vice president, who is vying for the All Progressive Congress APC presidential ticket, spoke during an interaction with Osun State APC delegates at the Government House, Osogbo, yesterday. I believe strongly in the wisdom of Yoruba elders and leaders, and consultations are always ongoing. I believe that very soon we will resolve whatever differences exist and we will reach agreement on the way forward, he said. Speaking on tackling insecurity in the country, he said the number of security personnel policing the country was grossly inadequate considering its size, adding that more personnel and technology need to be engaged for the country to be properly policed. So we go to where we usually go to. You were there for 7 years. So you were there for 7 years as the vice president, and this has been the case for longer than those 7 years. So why didn't you address that? Is just the thing. The size of the armed forces is low for the population of Nigeria. A local government in Niger State, Mashiga, has the land mass the size of Southeast states and Lagos with about 100. Okay, so yes, the The size of the armed forces is too low for the population of Nigeria. A local government in Niger State, Mashiga, has the landmass the size of the southeast states and Lagos State, with about 100 policemen. That is very inadequate. So to police the country properly, we need more hands in the police and the armed forces. We also need our own local ammunition manufacturing company. We have started that at DICON, but we need to expand its capacity to produce more ammunition. We also need weapon and defense systems manufacturing outfits locally, he added. So localizing then the instrumentalities of our defense or of security, and then not relying on the Americans. So fighter jet Kaduna made coming to a city near you. Imagine that. Fighter jet made in Borno. So there it is right there. MUSTAPHA, 53, not 50, I keep saying 53, it does say 56. MUSTAPHA, 56 people eating Nigeria like termites. 56 people eating Nigeria like termites. Major Hamza al-Mustafa retired, former chief security officer to the late General Sani Abacha, has alleged that some persons are eating Nigeria like termites. Mustafa said this in an interview with Hausa Service of the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC. The retired major said these persons were 56 in number, adding that he came across the information whilst in prison. Mustafa was arrested on October the 21st, 1998, over the death of Kudirat, wife of MKO Abiola. He was in Kirikiri prison in Lagos until the court declared him, he was in Kirikiri in Lagos until the court cleared him of all allegations leveled against him in 2013. When asked to name the persons eating Nigeria, Mustafa said it was a discussion for another day. He said he knew who the persons were and he would disclose their identity when the time is ripe. He added that these persons were richer than the country, saying Nigeria would prosper if they could go on leave for just 6 months. Mustafa, who is contesting the 2023 presidential election on the platform of Action Alliance AA, vowed to deal with insecurity if elected. He said he would relocate to Sambisa Forest, Boko Haram stronghold in Borno State, if Nigerians elected him in 2023. If I become the president, I will live in Sambisa Forest. I will stay there during weekends, holidays, and see if anyone will touch me. I will deal with the problem of insecurity, no matter whose ox is God. Look at the silly act of Boko Haram. I swear, if it is not possible in 6 months to deal with them, I would demote all these senior officers and send them home. They would be prosecuted and must return the money given to them. I will probe them. Nigerian soldiers have now become policemen, and you know how corrupt our police are. So within these 6 months, I will bring sanity into the way Nigerian military operates, to be able to confront emerging security threats with renewed vigor and commitment. He said although he has been admiring President Muhammad Buhari since his childhood, the Nigerian leader is surrounded by sycophants and corrupt politicians. Those surrounding him are the problem of this country, he said. Al-Mustafa said once Buhari trusts a person, he does not go ahead to ever check on such person. And therefore, those people surrounding the president were those allegedly spoiling the country. So 56 people are the problems that we have in Nigeria. So we have their numbers, but we now need their names. Only I can defend interest of Indigo, others, Wike boast. Presidential aspirant under the platform of the People's Democratic Party PDP, Wike, has boasted that he is the best aspirant to represent the interest of Igbo. Wike said this during his meeting with PDP delegates and leaders in Umuahia, the Abia state capital. On Friday, the Rivers State governor, who identified lack of fairness as the major bane of Nigeria, vowed to rid the country of injustice and other layers of unfair treatment being experienced by Nigerians. He expressed his unalloyed optimism in the betterment of Nigeria, adding that he would be in the forefront of restructuring struggle to strengthen the sense of belonging amongst Nigerians. Wike stressed that Nigeria deserves a leader who can offer requisite logistics and other support to security agencies in order to stamp out insecurity in the land. I say so with all amount of seriousness, and I challenge everybody who is from the southern part of Nigeria, who is from the south-south, who is from the southeast, to say so boldly too. Check all of us, look and determine who can even defend the interest of Igbo better than me. The injustice all over the country only needs serious leadership. That can never happen under a okay, I paused only because the way this reads, I'll read it to you, and then you see why I paused, because it doesn't actually make sense. So probably not written the way the guy said it. That can never happen under a proactive leader. So that should be that can only happen, not never, because you need a proactive leader, of course, not a docile one. But I'll read it how it's written. That can never happen under a proactive leader. Ask other aspirants, when they were in power, what did they do? How many of them have spoken out? Look, don't waste your vote on such people. So more Igbo than Peter Obi is what Yemsen Wike asserts himself to be. More Igbo than Peter Obi. I never thought that such a thing was a possibility. Buhari's exclusion of Southeast is fueling insecurity. TAMBUWAL. Governor Aminu TAMBUWAL of Sokoto State has said that the insecurity in the Southeast is being fueled by President Muhammad Buhari's exclusion of the people of the zone. TAMBUWAL said this whilst meeting with delegates from Imo State chapter of the PDP on his presidential aspiration. The governor, who promised to quench insecurity in the region by incorporating them into his administration if elected, added that people from this zone feel cheated because Buhari left them out in the scheme of things. He said, Buhari has shortchanged the Southeast. I was the one who advised Saraki to choose Ike Ikweremadu to become his deputy in 2015. There is a complete case of exclusion of the people of the Southeast. The head of the 10 most important parastatals are not from the Southeast, including the CBN governor. None of the service chiefs is from the Southeast. The president, the vice president, the Senate president, the deputy Senate president, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, his deputy is also from the Southeast. Under my watch, is also not from the Southeast, I should say. Under my watch, that cannot happen. Every part of this country will be carried along. Southeast and Imo State in particular cannot be excluded. The PDP will win back Imo State when I become president. Igbo people are industrial, so that should be industrious. But Igbo people are industrial. You will find a partner in me. We are working together with our brothers in Sokoto State. We have restored normalcy now in Sokoto. I will be president for all Nigerians. So this guy now, he's playing a politics of all the hit tunes. So all the hit tunes where the where the shoe pinches all over Nigeria is where he is speaking to. Insecurity, restructuring, ethnic bigotry, and all of these things, resource control, state policing. So all of these things this guy says is going to address, but of course, we've heard it before. 2023, imposing northern candidates would have grim consequences, southern leaders. Leaders of the Southern and Middle Belt Forum have warned the two major political parties in Nigeria, the All Progressive Congress APC and the People's Democratic Party PDP, against presenting a candidate of northern extraction in the 2023 presidential election. In a communique jointly signed by the leader of Pan Niger Delta Forum, Chief Edwin Clark, Afenifere leader Chief Ayo Adebanjo, President General Middle Belt Forum, Dr. Pogu Bitrus, President General Ohaneze Indigbo Worldwide, Professor George Obiozor, and the National Chairman, Pan Niger Delta Forum, Senator Emmanuel Essien, obtained by correspondence at the end of the meeting of the forum, which was held recently in Abuja. The Southern and Middle Belt leaders reiterated their call for power to shift to the South in 2023. We warn that the reported permutations by the main political parties to foist Northern presidential candidates on the nation we warn that the reported permutations by the main political parties to foist Northern presidential candidates on the nation would be a grave misadventure with grim consequences on national concord and harmony. We therefore call on all delegates of all political parties and true lovers of democracy as a sacred obligation to reject presidential aspirants or candidates from the North and only vote for those from the South in the party primaries. The communique reads in part. Furthermore, the statesman asked politicians from the South not to accept a vice presidential slot. So there it is right there. But of course, people go and tell Peter Obi now not to accept a vice presidential slot. Nigeria Secret Police DSS operatives were with Deborah Samuel during attack, but overpowered by mob. Governor Tambuwal still speaking. The Sokoto State Governor, Aminu Tambuwal, has stated that operatives of the Department of State Services got to Deborah Samuel, a 200-level student of Shehu Shagari College of Education, on time, but were overpowered by the Muslim mob. Tambuwal said that contrary to general belief, the security agencies did not abandon the female Christian student, but were also attacked by the mob, leading to injuries to some of them. Contrary to what you are thinking, the security agencies, particularly the DSS, were able to get to the school on time and were actually able to get Deborah rescued from the mob initially. Tambuwal told correspondents on Friday as he visited the Delta State to continue his 2023 presidential campaign. As they were mobilizing forces from the military barracks, the police command, the mob was growing. As we speak, one of the DSS agents that attempted to save her life is in hospital with a broken head, and the other one had a broken hand. They were actually overpowered. It is not as if she was left on her own. There was rescue by the DSS, and they were around where she was locked into a room because they tried to really save her, but unfortunately they were overpowered. Correspondents had last week in several reports noted that Deborah was on Thursday, May the 12th, dragged out of her hostel, beaten, killed, and burned by her Muslim colleagues in the presence of security personnel for allegedly insulting their prophet. Her killing has been condemned by groups and notable persons within and outside Nigeria. The Sokoto State Police Command had on Monday, May the 16th, arraigned two suspects, Billy Aminu Aliyu and Aminu Hakunchi, uh, before the Sokoto State Magistrate Court for allegedly participating in Deborah's killing. The suspects, who were represented by 34 Muslim lawyers led by Professor Mansour Ibrahim, were arraigned on controversial charges of criminal conspiracy and inciting of public disturbance. So, criminal conspiracy and inciting of public disturbance is now how a murder has been rebranded within the Nigerian space. So, all right. So, all right. So that concludes the readout. So now let's see if there's anybody there to take it on. And thankfully, we do have people to take it on. The usual compliments are Exiro, Baba Kure, the mighty Ajanle Koko, Solly, our correspondent from Deutschland, or wherever he is. It's not
Netherlands.
It's Netherlands. So the full compliments then of everybody. So good to have you all, gentlemen. Let's kick it off then. Let's kick it off with you, Solly, and have you speak then on this revelation by TAMBUWAL that the DSS were actually there on time, and there were attempts to rescue this girl, but the mob was so big, and their anger, so their aggression so ferocious that they overran the security personnel. What are you making then of this new revelation, Solly?
Well, I wasn't there in the first place, so I can't.
Yeah, you were not there now, so
Yes, but judging from the videos that I saw, I didn't see any DSS, I didn't see any security guard, I didn't see any police. Even after the event, when people were going to protest, I saw videos of policemen and army men moving away from the places that they were going to protest, dropping all their guard down and just leaving the place with no security. That is what I saw. If he says they were DSS, that's his opinion also. I can't disprove it. So it's he says, she says in that situation. So he may be right, but at the end of the day, what can we do about it? There's nothing we can do about it. You know,
and what can
what it is.
what can you make of what rather are you making of the charges being levied against the charges being levied against these two that were that were arrested? So there is criminal conspiracy and inciting of public disturbance. So that is what the death of that girl has boiled down to: public disturbance.
Okay, but what about the rest of the charges? Someone died,
No,
someone.
that's the thing now. But what they
No,
are charging them to court for is just criminal conspiracy and public disturbance.
the reason why I feel like they are charging them that is so they won't give them such a harsh punishment.
Of course.
you know. But if it was somebody from the south now, they would have just straight up called the person a terrorist. So that's just how it is. It shows that the country is not united. Some people get special treatment. And the special treatment is not, I'm not saying they should not get special treatment, but there are some special treatments that will send the wrong kind of message. It doesn't create a deterrent against it happening again. If you know that the punishment is just going to be community service, why won't you just go and kill another person?
That's the slap on the wrist. That's
Yes.
they call that in this country a slap on the wrist.
So,
That
so it's,
just
it's like the
that.
case of the
Yeah.
US. It's almost the case of the US when someone will do this shooting that they will go everywhere, and then you just give the person, you sit the person down, you talk to the person after the incident. You even give the person a cup of tea, ask them how was your day. But if it was another minority, you even get to hear the person's side of the story. It will be 100 shots. They won't be, let's negotiate with anybody. So it sends the wrong kind of message. This is another reason why we need to.
Why are you making reference to US? Why can't you say about the country where you live?
Okay,
You
but
don't
it
have
doesn't happen in
indecency.
the
You
country
don't
where I
have
live.
indecencies there.
No, they treat everybody
Oh,
the same.
oh really?
Yes.
No,
Netherlands is a civilized country.
Yes.
If you go to places like Netherlands, the Scandinavian spaces, you struggle to get racism there. You will
Yes.
struggle, you will struggle. They don't see you as another
please, I am
guy.
here. I'm here when you're speaking about my space.
Right?
Please.
Am I right in what I said?
No, you're not right. Please.
Okay, correct me.
One man, boy, solely, Ademama parọ́ lórí platform yìí. As if being fair among Oyibo is the same everywhere in the world.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I'm not aware that
every time you want to make reference to America, police only by Bitowa.
Okay.
It is
because America is
zero. I mean, zero talk. Let us hear.
Yes.
There's not. I'm not
Give
sure
one
that
example.
there's racism in Sweden.
No,
And
there
example.
is, but it is nuanced. So you will not see it the way you see it in, say, South Africa, where people come to your face and say, hey, you, go back to your country. Or in America, where they say, we don't want blacks here. No.
So how is it experienced
It's
there?
more institutionalized, and that's the most dangerous type, where you will not...
Cite an example.
Exactly.
You might be in a space there, in a place of work, but when it gets to a point where you want to get to the top, you will not get to the top because somebody else who is whiter than you should be there, and that's how it is. So we cannot.
Okay, but do you have an example, or this is just your own? Yeah,
I'm telling you, I'm giving you the examples that happen. Okay. So it's not just me. It's a thing that happens. Even sometimes you see it in the if you need to stay in the society to really know these things. But racism in Sweden is not like you see in other places,
like America.
Yeah, like America. This place,
no. What are you talking about? We have law against racism in America.
You know what they say? You know what they say?
We have some what do you call it? Well, we have some people that we go out of the line that we do, that I mean, we'll act.
You are not sure.
We have some people. Hold on, one man. Hold on. We have some people that will go out of the line that will violate the law. Maybe they are in uniform, or maybe they are in position of authority. But let me tell you, the law is law. When the law catches up on them, they will suffer for it. For being racist against another. We have a very strong law against racism here. I have a friend that came from Switzerland. He's here in America. He says this is the best place for human beings to live on earth. He's told me his experience in Switzerland. He said it's never a good place for black man to live. He said the racism is even open.
Okay, but
he said it's open.
Country though.
What are you talking about?
And it's not in the Scandinavian parts, is it? It's not.
No.
You know what they say about America? They say in America, you are guilty for being black and being nearby. So just being black and being around.
No, don't follow all those lies. Yes, we have some people that are racist. We have no doubt about it. They are racist. But when the law catches up on you, forget about it. You will suffer for it. The law is strong against racism in America, and that is a fact. But to say, in America, they do racism there, they do. Yes, we have some people that will do.
All right.
But if you are in a position of authority, or you are a police officer, or this thing you do, we have seen a lot of people that acted racism against some black people or minority. As a police officer, they suffer. They lost their job, and they were put in jail.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, get back to the politics of it. So back to the politics of it. TAMBUWAL telling us that the DSS did turn up, but they were overrun by the mob.
Okay, but it doesn't. At the end of the day, they didn't do their job. There's plenty evidence that they left the area You know, there's plenty evidence that they allowed this thing to happen. You know, it's the fact that they allowed it to happen that is the problem, which means that nobody is safe. You know, you can't just let this kind of things happen, and there's no measure being made to curb it from happening again. You know, I just believe it's an excuse just to make him not look bad or make him not seem like he's a extremist. He's an extremist.
But one
Hold on.
man,
So sorry. Let me
one
move
man.
on. Sorry, Thomas. Let me move on. Let me move on to Osinbajo. It says, 2023 presidency, we may reach consensus soon in Southwest. So that's Osinbajo speaking. So this is something that a lot of people are clamoring for. There are too many Southwesterners in the field as far as APC is concerned. And with this, obviously, they are going to dilute each other's votes to give somebody else from a different region just a co-stain. So are they clearly aware of this as well? So Osinbajo then saying that in Yoruba land, they respect the elders and there's ongoing consultations and they will arrive at a consensus candidate, hopefully at some point. So do you see that? And who do you anticipate that consensus candidate might be?
Is going to be, I think they have this thing on May 28th or something. Whoever they pick, whoever APC picks, they all back the person, but
No. I'm talking about the Southwest. I'm talking about the Southwest.
Well, I've been
all right, sorry. Let Ajale Koko take on that question. Ajale Koko, sorry, Ajale Koko, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so what Osinbajo is saying, so he's saying that that the Southwest that they may reach a consensus soon for the 2023 presidency. So he's saying this whilst he's sampling delegates, and he's saying that the Southwest, they listen to elders, and the elders within the Southwest, they are having ongoing consultations and meetings. So who do you think essentially is going to be championed? Who do you think is going to step down for whom? Because as we all know, there are too many Southwesterners in the presidential race, and they will dilute each other's votes. So do you welcome then that acknowledgement that a consensus is needed by Osinbajo, and who do you anticipate that consensus will favor?
Well, consensus is the best. Is the best idea, the best thing they can do to champion the candidacy of the Southwest. And we all know the person that is a leading aspirant among them is Tinubu. By what we have seen so far and from the information we had so far, particularly with that information that 12 governors signed his nomination for, nobody, there's none of them can beat that position. Is the leading candidate, and I think all of them will step down. We step down for Tinubu. So Tinubu look well positioned for the consensus candidate.
Do you think this is something that should happen sooner rather than later? Because the time is ticking. So, and they really need to present that one person, one champion in good time for it to have the impact. Do you think they should just, because what, we're on today now is the 21st, and their primaries hold in 7 days' time?
No, they should not step down. They should not do it now. They should do it at the venue of the, what do you call it? At the venue of the fair.
On the day.
Yes, that's because, all of them are scouting for delegate now across the country. So when they are delegate across the country, follow them to the convention, and the figure is looking clearer, because at the convention, each different camp will have their own delegate at their home place, so they can get they can do the head count there, and that will give them the right figure about who is leading among them, and at there they can then give their delegate to the leading candidate among them. So it is more better to do it like that, because now if they do it now, they might lose some of their delegates to some other candidate, and they won't be able to have enough candidates to win for the consensus candidate. But at the venue, it will be more strategic, and they can work it out better right there.
All right, because they need just to rally behind one person, and
Yes.
the one that has held the ambition the most, it's just Tinubu, isn't it, really? Because a lot of them, they are laterally to the ambition. Osinbajo had never even thought about it until the opportunity presented. If I hear me, but Tinubu has been working this gig since 1999, so you cannot ask him to step down. But it's easier for the rest of them to step down than him. But then, of course, whoever they arrive at, but we just need one person. You know, like the East, they have one champion, you know, and they rally behind him. But we have one. Well, it's Peter Obi, isn't he?
Oh, that's from PDP.
Yeah, no, from PDP. I'm talking about the presidential space now.
Yes.
So we need one champion as well. At least then we know that this is the person that we are presenting. And a lot of the we're quite lucky actually in the Southwest to have this wealth of really viable candidates. You know, because Osinbajo is still decent, Fayemi is still decent, Tinubu okay. You know, so, and who can they not present? They can't present anybody. Is it Ganduje? Is it Ganduje for president? You know, it's just but we need one champion. But I think let me get back to Solly. Solly, let me take you to a different space. This is the Southeast space now. Only I can defend interest of Indigo. Others, Wike then challenging that space that Peter Obi seems to have a stranglehold on, insisting then that he is more Igbo than Peter Obi. So who then, by your reckoning, is the Igbo champion, Wike or Peter Obi?
Well, I don't want to say Wike is behaving like, he's just behaving like most of these Agberos in Lagos. You know, if people say, oh, I love Peter Obi because he's this, Wike will say, I am more of that. He doesn't have any campaign. It doesn't have, to me, I just see him like a Buhari from the East, you know. And Nigerians are saying, oh, this is the kind of president we want, this is the kind of president we want. But that's how Buhari came. This is the kind of president Nigeria needs. I don't see him as a strong candidate, you know. I see him as just somebody that just wants to. What's the name of this other guy that is always there, that they'll give money and he'll start talking? And he spoke against Nnamdi Kanu, that he says he's from Niger Delta. He has beard. He's kind of
Asari Dokubo.
Exactly. Yeah. That's who he reminds me of. You know, he doesn't have. It's not a.
My God, you've killed Wike of all people. Asari
but
Dokubo.
That's how he behaves. That's exactly how he behaves. He doesn't have. You know, he has this stout Agbera, and he doesn't work everywhere. It's not going to work in the north. It's not going to work in the southwest, and in the east they don't even like it. You know, so he's just basically just dancing around, shouting all over the place, and nobody cares. He can say as much as he wants, but it doesn't really matter that much. Peter Obi has beaten him in terms of decorum. Peter Obi has beaten him in terms of plans, just the way he presents himself. You know, everybody respects Wike right now because he's a sitting governor. That's just it. That's all. If not, nobody will be listening to anything he has to say.
All right, thank you, Solly. And this now reminding and redoubling down on position by the entirety of the Southwest and the Middle Belt. So all the seniors within the space, they speak, all the lead social-cultural organizations from this Middle Belt cascading throughout the entirety of the South. They speak with one voice via a communique. Imposing Northern candidates would have grim consequences, Southern leaders. So they continue to hammer that space, and everybody is signed up. It says in the communique, leader of the Pan Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, Afenifere Chief Adebanjo, Middle Belt Forum, Pogo Bitrus, Ohaneze George Obiazo. So everybody and all the names from the Middle Belt all the way through, they are redoubling a reminder to that space that the power must transit to the south. But do you think Buhari will pay any heed to this outcry?
Well, I don't see any viable northern candidates. Even if he doesn't want it, who is the northern candidate is going to, back? And secondly, this issue of zoning, I watched one video. Is it not PDP that started this zoning issue? I don't think other parties. Is this a general thing?
No, it's
Yeah.
in the PDP.
Okay then.
It's in their books, but
Okay.
it's not a Nigerian thing. It's a PDP thing, but the Nigerian state has adopted it somewhat.
Well, but that's the thing. It's a PDP thing. If Buhari wants to bring somebody from the north, there's no problem with doing that. If the person can win, there's no problem in doing that. But you can't be issuing out threats to people and saying that, oh, it must not go to the north. Based on what? Based on what? Based on PDP? Just because PDP was ruling for so long, you want to adopt PDP's rules into Nigeria's laws? So it
Should
doesn't
it be?
matter.
Should it be adopted? Should it be
No, it
a
should not.
national stance
It
that
should
power
not.
must rotate between the north and south?
It should not, because we can have an issue that, okay, if it's time for the North to get the candidate, and the North may not have the best candidates that is best for the country, and the South may have candidates that are actually best for the country. So we'll take the North that doesn't have a good candidate. It doesn't work. It shouldn't be like that. It's just going to put the country into more chaos. You give somebody that is undeserving just because of where they are from. People will suffer.
All right. So El Rufai, I never, not El Rufai, but Mustafa. So I never even knew he was in contention, but apparently, allegedly, he is the presidential candidate for a party called Action Alliance or something like that. So he, in a recent interview then with the BBC Hausa service, said that there are 56 Nigerians that own that country. He did not give names, but do you agree that some Nigerians own the country and a handful of them? So he's given the number of 56. And would you like to guess at the name of some of them, the owners of Nigeria? Solly.
I would say, for example, Babangida. Is he so? But they are not the owners of Nigeria. They just
They just own it.
no. I wouldn't say they are the owners of Nigeria, because anybody can take it from their hands. If they are the owners of Nigeria, why are we doing election? Why are we doing all this charade? They just
They are
have.
not the owners of Nigeria. They own all the oil blocks. They own the security
Okay,
agencies.
with that logic,
They pick who becomes president, but they don't own Nigeria.
they don't pick who becomes president.
They don't.
They can only shift. They can only shift it in the person's favor, and that favor that they are going to shift it in is just great. They don't own the country. They don't. With that, if you say that, you will say, okay, people like Jeff Bezos and people like this guy from Tesla, Elon Musk, own America.
No, it's a different thing.
And the only difference is that you said they pick president. See, they don't own Nigeria. They just have power. They are the most powerful people in Nigeria. That's just it. Owning is different. We won't do election if they own Nigeria. They will just say, okay, this is what I want.
They do elections only to placate the international space. The person who is going to be Nigeria's president in 2023 will be decided amongst this list of 56 that are
one man. I beg to disagree.
Okay, go on. Disagree.
I beg to disagree. I agree with Solly completely. These people don't own Nigeria, but they shift it in favor. For the first time, I agree with Solly. They know how to.
You've agreed with him before.
No, I've not agreed with him before.
Because he's always talking yam.
This guy can give you trouble. But I agree with him. Then, and one thing that you must take note of is, if elections don't count, you won't have this many people trying to become president all at once, believing that they have one or two things that will sway it into their favor. It's because the election counts. But it is those things that will sway it into their favors that is for us now to research upon. That is where the problem, that is where the bone of contention is. These politicians
who do you think is going to decide who the candidate of our PDP APC would be? Is it the delegates or is it the shadowy powers?
Yeah, that is what we are all about to find out. because Nigeria has been like a mirage to all of us, the electorate. Because we are even so at some point I believe that the elections, the votes don't count. They count in some type of way, but there's some other things that sways this thing to their favor. And this election, I'm happy that there's so many presidential aspirants now in APC. Now we are going to find out that there's so many things unraveling to us that we didn't know before. So I believe, yes, there's a thing that sways this thing into favoring certain individuals, but I don't know yet what these things are. I don't know what they are.
Money.
It's the people who own Nigeria now. The people who own.
Yeah, but then
go on.
Okay, let's say we say there are some people who own Nigeria. If Babangida supports Tinubu, and then maybe one Galadima supports Osinbajo, they have two strong supporters. Then who takes it? How many
if Babangida, Buhari, and Obasanjo agree that Mr. X is going to be the next president, there is nothing that will stop Mr. X from being the next president.
So how
not even the 200 million people in the country, according to their data.
What do they do? Do this Babangida, Buhari, and Obasanjo, do they go to a higher power to say, okay, this is the person we agree? Who is that higher power?
No, they control the instrumentalities of the country. If they decide who would be the president, then they will make that president through the chairman of whichever party, the party's flag bearer. And then they will make the INEC chairman announce the results to tell you that that person is the president. And they will hue and cry and settle down.
So you mean the INEC chairman will now listen to Buhari?
Oh, no, he won't listen. He won't listen. What are you talking about? Where were you in 2019?
One man, you're smarter than this. You know that every instrumentality now is in the hand of Buhari.
Yes.
When you want to talk. So what else do the likes of Babangida, what's this other one that has gray hair all over his face that ruled Nigeria after
Abdul Salami
and the rest of them?
No, Abdul Salami is not on. Abdul Salami is not part of the owners of Nigeria because he's under. He's under Babangida. He's under Babangida. So, but you know, you say Buhari controls the instrumentality of power.
He has everything now.
But yes. What shows him up is really the cabal. You know, it's not. You know, but Buhari is just one man. No, if the powers that really hold sway in Nigeria, if they move against him, he's out.
So who are these powers? Who are these powers?
This is what Al-Mustafa has hinted at, but he has not named.
Anyway, let me leave the floor for Stoli because
Let
me leave the floor for Stoli because I have a different language for that Al-Mustafa guy.
Don't worry, I have a language for him too. This is the guy that kill and run. You know?
Yes,
kill and go.
That guy is right.
Yeah, why you talking like this?
Right. You just don't want to accept because if you agree that some people own Nigeria, those are the people that own you too. Yeah, they own all of us.
I know that some people own all of us. I never doubted it, but I want to know how they own us because then we begin to get to the root of the problem. You understand?
We know how they own us now. They own all the juiciest assets in Nigeria. All the biggest oil blocks belong to them. Mustafa told us, but we already know that these people, they are richer than the country itself.
Okay.
So they have unimaginable wealth. They control the army, not Buhari, but that class of persons. Okay. They jointly control the army. They control the electoral process. They control everything.
Okay. But you know, I still feel like they don't have the ultimate powers. No, I feel because you don't forget what Commodore Akinwumi, or what's that name? That guy that exposed a lot of things. Don't forget what he said. You know, I always relate issues to, I backdate issues and then I bring the total analysis to you here. I don't know if you understand.
Yes, what did he say?
Yeah, Commodore said prior to Buhari becoming president that they were with the a particular international group in America where they impressed upon the overlords to let Buhari have it. He said he knew what they went through to convince them that Buhari should be the president. You understand now? So those who sway things in Nigeria they are not only Nigerians. That's why I'm saying there's another external force that they have to parley with to
forget the external force. The external force only comes in when it rhymes with the interest of the powers that be in Nigeria.
Yes, we're still saying the same thing. We're still saying the same thing. When the powers that be decide upon a particular candidate and the external force agrees with them, of course. But if there is a point of difference, the external force holds sway because they have compromise on all of these powers that be. They're all criminals. And that is how they succeeded in putting down Azikiwe, that he wasn't able to become prime minister because they had compromise on him. You understand? So we don't just say Nigerians don't control everything. They have an external force because they're all compromised. They're all compromised.
All right, thank you.
No. Don't bring that issue of Azikiwe. Azikiwe has a choice to bring out another Igbo man. Another Igbo man should have adopted another Igbo man to go for that position of prime minister.
He did it, and they wanted.
Yes, he was.
Yes,
he did it for some reason. He did what he did for some reason. So don't bring in Azikiwe.
Azikiwe doesn't want to leave it to somebody else, and the West, who allowed him be, they had a compromise on him. So with that, they could control him. So they left him like that. That's what they want. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's not what they want. They don't want him. They wanted him to compromise that position for certain reason. He should have said, okay, I'm not doing this. Why will I leave? Your party is the leading position, is the leading party. Why must you surrender the position for you to the number 3rd position, to the candidate, to the party that came last in the race? So he did what he did. He liked it too. So don't use that as this thing, man. Okay. He was treacherous to his people' interest, and that is one of these things that led us to where we are today.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to Solly. Solly, round off your thoughts on that Rufai space, and then for reasons of time, I'll go on to Babakure. So back to you, Solly. You don't concede that you are owned by anyone.
Well, they have the ability to sway and move things around. Yes, they have the ability to change things, but I don't believe they own Nigeria. That's just how I'll just summarize it.
All right, thank you, Solly. So, who is your babe? You didn't even let your baby introduce herself to us. Look at this guy. Look at this rascality. All right, well done, Solly.
One man, you mean those that own him there, Abi?
Those that own where?
The people that own Solly.
No.
The person that owns Solly just came in, and then she's right there. The person that owns Solly is right.
Solly,
there.
how many kids do you have now? I hope you have gotten your kids.
No.
You know, Solly
is only a young man now. No, there's plenty more. Yeah. No.
Okay.
So Solly is still enjoying the fats of the land. So well done, Solly. So that was Solly. So from Solly, let's go on to Baba Akure. So Baba Akure, then this Osinbajo narrative, then 2023 presidency, we may reach consensus soon in the Southwest. This is a language, of course, that the Southwesterners want to hear, because a lot of people are of the thought that there are just too many Yoruba players in the APC game. Baba Akure.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you are. Actually, some people are care about issue of Osinbajo and Tinubu and those who came out from the southwest of Nigeria. Why some people don't really care? Because they are bird of the same feather. So some people don't really care. However, it is a good thing for them to unite. Because if they don't, we've been talking about, okay, if Tinubu didn't get the ticket, this is what might happen. It might eventually go to, is it SDP, or eventually may even support the breaking up of Nigeria. That is all permutation that everybody has been talking about. But it's a good idea that they are trying to reach consensus. And to me, I know for sure that Tinubu will be the person that they will all step down for. So they may maybe compensate those people who already pay 100 million of naira to the post of APC. They may compensate them with something if eventually he becomes the president of Nigeria. And there's a statement that I love in Osinbajo's comment. If truly he did say that Yoruba always respect the elder, which is true. We always listen to our elder. Like I said yesterday, the issue of Fulani that is that some people believe that, okay, well, we are too timid. It's not that we are too timid. It is just that we always listen to our elders. We always follow them and see how we can resolve something without violence. So that's a good statement from him, and that is how Yoruba is. So we don't really involve in issue of a violence act and stuff like that. So it's a good way for them, and I don't see to be I don't see it to be too late for them to reach consensus. They still have time. It is just a matter of, okay, even in just 2 days, they can reach consensus. Okay, well, you guys have to follow this person now because we already reached consensus. Because every meeting that is going on, all their supporters also are aware of what is going on. So technically, when the leader of one faction support the second faction, so all the entourage we have to move to that person. So I think it's still a very good way to go.
I mean, what is that consensus? What is that consensus really, Babakure? Is 1 out of 3, isn't it? If we're talking about APC, is 1 out of 3. So it's Fayemi, Osinbajo, or Tinubu. So we can all, I think we're comfortable to disregard Tunde Bakare as nobody is not even in. Yeah. So it's 1 out of 3, isn't it?
To me, there is no way this Tinubu they are going to support. That is because he has been there for a very long time, and like Professor Ajalego did mention, we heard about 12 governors sign his form alone when he wanted to submit his form. We might believe that, oh, governor, they don't have say, they cannot control their state. Some of these governors, they have their own. You know, these people, they are very funny. They always support one another. The party members, they always support their governor. So, to me, I think Tinubu has more weight than any of these people.
Let's hear from Solly first. I think so let's hear from Thomas first. I think Thomas wanted to. Yeah.
Baba Kure, are you not considering Osinbajo at all? Maybe.
I'm not saying that Osinbajo is not qualified for the position, but
no, I'm not talking about qualify. I'm not talking about competence. Maybe they can tune to Osinbajo's side as well.
I don't see that.
Oh.
That is the truth. You will soon find out. Just wait. you will soon find out what is going on.
Yes, the one that makes the most logical sense is for them to consensus Tinubu. Osinbajo, yes, but you know Tinubu seems just the most logical one. But sorry.
Yes. So you said they will step down for Tinubu, but why would they step down? Because number one, Osinbajo is vice president. This is his best time to capture presidency. That one is there. Now, Fayemi too. His camp is heavily banking on the fact that he was one of the first people to be supporting Buhari. Even when people were still looking at him like a laughing stock, he was one of the first people to back Buhari, and he's expecting Buhari to back him. So why would these two people step down for the former governor of Lagos State?
Solly, you must be from Ekiti State, right?
Yes.
Of course. All right.
Okay, let me put a word there. You know, at first when Osinbajo was coming out, you know, I said it here. I said I suspect this guy is fronting for Tinubu. But as time went by, it began to become clearer that maybe this guy is trying to take this opportunity to fight for his last chance to become president. But I will say one thing. As long as they use that word, consensus, the only person that a consensus will favor is Tinubu. If you are using that word consensus, the only person that word will favor, because one is all of them put together, their father. He made all of them. So if they are conceding to anything, number one person they are conceding to is Tinubu. But I'm afraid that they can see that his health is frail. Even one of them accused him of being atole. So
that was Aregbesola.
Aregbesola, you know, and Aregbesola is part and parcel of the people that met recently.
But Aregbesola is a street fighter, though.
Yes, but before Aregbesola, we said that all the other ones too have said that behind Tinubu. So Talobe Atole now.
You know why he said that, though? It was the battle for Osun State, wasn't he? He wanted to take it, and Tinubu wants to hold it. So that was
that is part of what is going to decide whether. But
Aregbesola was telling us that the Alaafin was settling affairs between him and Tinubu before he died. So he's ready to come back to Tinubu's fold.
But we saw the video of the same Rufai and Tinubu where he was apologizing. These people are just party. This we just wasting our time here.
Rufai is just like Fanika now. Anywhere the
it is we wasting our time.
Exactly.
So
consensus is Tinubu, but I'm afraid they might slide on Tinubu. All of them, if they slide on Tinubu, they already have one person they want. And they will go for that person, and Tinubu will stand alone.
If it's not Tinubu, then it will be Osinbajo. But if they don't do a consensus for Tinubu is not going to step down. Never.
He will not step down. He will not step down.
Does that mean if they do consensus for Tinubu, does that mean that they'll be the one that will get the ticket for APC?
Well, it gives them a stronger hand, but not a guarantee. But it gives them a stronger hand, doesn't it? If all of the weight of Osinbajo, all of the weight of Fayemi, all of the weight of Fashola, all of the weight of Aregbesola, all of them aligned behind the back of Tinubu or any other candidate, all of that weight is a more potent punch than if they split into units and fight alone.
Yeah, true. One thing I would respect from that is that for them forming consensus will show that they are formidable. At least show to the north or other people that they are more united in the front, even though backwards they're not. I mean, behind they're not united, but at least show to the world that you are more united in the front. The south, the west is united, you know. But that won't. From where I'm seeing things from my own angle, I don't think APC will give anybody from the west that ticket. Just my own.
Can I say?
All right, briefly, and then I want to get back to Babakure. You know, it's a short session this afternoon now. Yeah.
If it's going to be consensus, Fayemi has started going to different states to campaign now. So why would he do all that if they are going to step down for Tinubu?
No, they have to carry on now because you have to act as though you are still in play until you are no longer in play. So everything is still up for grabs. And we're just permutating, by the way. We're not saying they've all agreed to go behind Tinubu. Okay, but it seems to be the most logical. Yeah.
But Soli, why are you so passionate about Fayemi? I'm just asking.
It's from his home state now. It's his governor. It's his governor.
Be more objective. You are speaking emotionally. Be objective.
Is that not what people
have no chance?
No, it's not just that. It's not emotionally. It's somebody that I've met. It's somebody that
makes more emotional.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry, House. Can I interject for just a moment?
Yeah. Let's hear from Mangui. Yes, Mangui.
I've been hearing the discussions and following your sections and all those things. But what I think is this: according to when we go to Tinubu sections and all those things, I think. My permutation is that the power is coming to the south. No matter how they turn all these things around, the power will come to the south. The question is, who will take the lead position? Is it Osinbajo, or is it Tinubu, or is it Fayemi or whatnot? But I believe that those gentlemen agreement that they had, they will stick to it. And I believe also that the power is coming to the South. No matter what they do, they will. We should go back to history. 2015, 14, 15, they argued power must go to the North, power must go to the North. The South were doing the same thing that the North is doing today. After all said and done, it went to Buhari. So that's my take of the situation. Maybe I might be wrong, but that's just what I feel.
No, well, you say gentleman's agreement, but when have the Fulanis been ever noted for being adhering to anything agreed? This is they always shift the goalpost. They always shift the goalpost, don't they?
No, if we go back to history, from what I've been hearing and reading, during the time of Shagari, I believe it was going to go to Ekweme, which was the debate in the conference in Jos between PDP and all this sorts. So they wanted it to go back to the South. The problem was who will take it from there. If we go back to history, I'm just taking it from the history trajectory here. That's why I have a strong feeling that it's going to the South. The problem I think they are having is who will.
Well, you're not far from the truth. You're not far from the truth. But the power is coming to the South. They not know that it's coming to the South.
But who give it to that will still serve their interest?
For me, from what I've studied from the pattern, it's not going to Southwest. What the North would do, they will play fast one on us. They will bring somebody that can be on both sides, who would be more, who would be like more to the Igbo and more to the South side, like somebody like Jonathan. Probably still have somebody else left, but I don't see a Southwesterner taking that ticket. Southwest is taking that ticket, they won't be having consensus. Right now, they'll be planning for election.
All right. Back to Babakure. Sorry, let's get back to Babakure just for reasons.
Who is that among them in the South that is playing the best of the best politics among them?
Not that Tinubu is not playing good.
Who is that person playing the best of the
It's not like Tinubu is not playing good politics. Tinubu play good politics. We know that, but you see, like one man said, the cabal, the people that own this country, they are pulling the string right now. That's just the problem. If they leave it fair and square, Tinubu will take it. Forget I don't like him, I don't hate him, but he's a good politician.
Let's keep on watching the space then.
All right, let's get back to Babakure. So Babakure, round off your thoughts on that space. The consensus that Osinbajo is hinting at that they're about to reach an agreement. So this is something that just cleanses up that space because it's too crowded at the moment, Babakure.
Yeah, in my own opinion, I don't know about others anyway. In my own opinion, I think Tinubu is going to be the one that they will support in most cases anyway. But I am fear for Jonathan because if Jonathan, in fact, right now it is I'm fearing for Jonathan because if he come to APC, then Tinubu win the ticket. So what's going to be his own gain? So that is for that. But for me, I think Tinubu is.
Are you still having Jonathan in the permutations? It's the 21st now. Their convention, their primaries to hold on the 28th. So
28th of this month.
Yeah, of this month. So that's 7 days or a bit between the 28th and the 30th. So let's say 7-8 days. Is it then going to declare for the party, submit his form, and then win the presidential primaries all within a week?
That's not possible.
Jonathan,
he just mess himself up. He's so confused.
Baba, are you sure of that? Are you sure of that?
Sure of what?
If I'm sure, yes. He's just wasting his time. He's just behaving like a woman.
Okay. Like Delico said, let's wait. It's just 7 days from now.
Yeah, we
They'll do the primaries.
will see. We will see by this time of next week. We already see what is going on. So that is my take on that.
But
by this time next week, no matter what, we'll be catched. We'll be not catched, of course, caught by surprise.
Are you not sure they're going to postpone it again?
No, let me move on. Sorry, War Peace. War Peace. Let's go
on, man.
Yeah, let me move on. So let me move on to only I can defend interest of Igbo. This is Jameson Wike, who a lot of people question his DNA in terms of that Igbo space, but he then it's in Igbo state, and Umuahia of all places, telling them then that he's the champion ahead of Peter Obi. So Wike more Igbo than Peter Obi. Is this something that sits with you, Baba Kure?
I don't think so. I don't think Wike is more Igbo than Peter Obi, because even with the name, you will know which one is more Igbo, because Obi is from.
When you
Igbo.
hear the name Obi, it is some mistake. Nowhere on the planet. Obi
exactly. So why are you saying that you are more Igbo than Obi? So it is just politics anyway. That's why he's saying that. It's just politics so that he can gain some ground from Eastern Quarter. And as a matter of fact, you can remember when the issue of IPOB started, he said in his own statement that he is not Igbo, that Port Harcourt is not Igbo. How come now he's more Igbo than Peter Obi? So it's just trying to gain some ground and who some Easterner.
But
Baba Kure, you have removed the word from my mouth. You know, I wanted to trash that thing too. You know, like I said it here 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? One man, you remember, I said I like the fact that this Port Harcourt or River State governor guy says things bluntly and says the truth, but he's a bad politician. You see that statement that Baba Kure just made now? That's where he shot himself in the foot. He didn't know. You see, these guys have short memories. They don't know what will happen in the next couple of months. Now, that statement he made that time about not being Igbo has haunted him that he cannot go and campaign publicly in the Southeast. That would have been his catchment area.
Yeah, but if he's genetically Igbo, you cannot un-Igbo him now.
No, he said it's not Igbo, so let's listen to him. Let us accept. Don't defend this guy. Don't defend
Zero. Are you going to say Dino Malai is not a Yoruba man?
Hold on, okay. What are we on now? Are you saying that Mr. Port Harcourt, Mr. River State, Mr. Ikwere is an Igbo man?
No, just hold on now.
He is an Igbo man now by blood.
I'm liking this thing too. I want this thing to hunt this guy. Because everybody knows that Ekwere is Igbo.
Zero.
I'm coming. You speak.
Hold on, Zero. Ekwere is Igbo for the period of the election. Then after the election,
Zero, you are more than this now. I'll ask you: is he Yoruba man? Yes or no?
Do you know it's Yoruba now? Is Yoruba,
but he's a Kogi Yoruba now.
He's a Yoruba man. He's from Yoruba nation. It's Yoruba nation.
No. He's not from Yoruba nation. It's Kogi Yoruba. Just like Showore.
Kogi politically is not Yoruba, but Yoruba nation.
Wait now, no, don't bend it. Hold on. Showore is a Ijo Yoruba in Ondo. It's simple. You can say he's Igbo. Igbo. You live in the master is Igbo. He's Igbo living for the time being. You don't argue with him.
Yeah, look at the antecedent. Do you know what happened before?
But how can he say he's more Igbo than
he said Port Harcourt is not Igbo land. Does not mean
no fully aware that Obi.
You are defending this guy.
Can I interject?
Please don't defend this guy, please.
Let's hear from Mangwe. Yeah, let's hear from Mangwe.
Look, I think Wike is playing politics.
Yeah.
In the basis of it, Wike is a complete Igbo man. Let's not argue about anything.
Exactly.
Wike is complete Igbo.
What about Rotimi Amechi, Mangwe?
Rotimi Amechi is Igbo.
Is Igbo
the main thing. Wait, let me just land. The main bone of contention is this: The Igbos of the Southeast are saying that geographical zone must produce the next president. So that is where the differences are.
But you mean the 5 states is what you're talking about? The 5 states,
exactly.
Yeah.
Not the Igbos in the other geographical zones, but they are saying, if I understand them very well, that the Igbos of those geographical zones called the Southeast, 5 states, should produce the next president. So that's my interjection.
Yeah, but Wike in his own statement said he was not Igbo. How come now he's suddenly become Igbo?
Exactly.
No. Is Igbo Baba Kure from now till March 2023? Then after March 2023, he will remove the red cap and give it back to them.
I will not accept. You know that period that this guy said this thing, everybody was up against Biafra nationalists here, and I said it on this program that I was becoming depressed because everything from every corner was coming against Igbo, and even here you were bringing out all those programs, both Igbo people eating people, all these things coming up, and then this man said he was not Igbo. Even up to the extent they asked him, but why are you bearing Wike? He explained that, you know, from that part of his country where he's from, they have those kind of name, but he's not Igbo. Yes.
No, you're not with the answer. He said,
one man, good afternoon. Can I just chip in something to just cool down the situation? It's to prevent it from dragging on.
Let Mangui land. So when somebody's speaking, let not you, Tony, but the host, the space. When somebody has the floor, just let them land their point. But Mangui, back to you. Yeah.
No, it's Exero. So when he was explaining this, he explained extensively. If he had explained that, if he had just made one comment or two comments, we would have forgiven him. He explained extensively that, you know, the history of Ikwere, that we used to have relationship with the Igbos, but we are not Igbo, You know, he spent time explaining this thing. And then come 2022, when he's trying to fight for presidency, they asked him on what team now? They asked him on Arise TV. Are you? No, it was show that asked him channels. Are you Igbo?
He said,
let's not even go there.
His forefathers are from Benin. Wike, say Wike is a corruption of Eweka. So he knows where he's from. We know that we saw it on channels.
Eweka is from where? From where? What part of Nigeria?
Benin. He says it's just extraction. They say they are extraction from Benin. Hold on, doesn't mean it's not Igbo. See, listen.
Hold on. Exero allow it now. All he's asking for is a temporary visa. Just a temporary visa. He just wants to be Igbo for a few months.
Let's move on.
Oh yeah. Hold on. So hold on. Peace. We must move on because of time, but we'll hear from Tony. But before we hear from Tony, let's acknowledge Alexander's super chat. I actually like Wike, lightweight, yes, but the tribalized. We need an open-minded president to move the great country forward, enabling greatness for Nigeria. So somewhat Alexander has time for Wike. I actually like Wike. Lightweight, yes, but the tribalized. We need an open-minded president to move that great country forward, enabling greatness for Nigeria. So thank you for the super chat, Alexander, who now, along with Rocha Okorocha, Wike is also a fan of. So then, Tony, you come in.
One man, you misread his comment. You misread the comment. He said he actually likes Amechi. Read it well.
Oh, is it Amechi? Sorry, yes. Amechi. Yes. Oh God, this is the thing. You guys have scrambled my brain.
Old, one man.
I'm already old. Baba, but this is it.
Anyway, before you go to Tony,
yeah,
I want to speak about that issue of this guy. That said, want to become president. The ADC to Abacha.
Yes, Mustafa.
Yeah. So Mustafa, because I want to make that statement before. Mustafa was one of those that mess up the Nigerian democracy to today. So how come now he want to become president of Nigeria? When he colluded with Sergeant Roger, and all of them they kill Kudrat Abiola, they kill Abiola. So then he want to become president of Nigeria. All right, though to me, I think if on a neutral ground, he could be a better president, even to all these people that are parading themselves. But what happened to Abiola already put a cog in his wheel of political career. So that's my contribution to that. So you can go to Tony now.
Baba Kure, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sorry. Before you ask the question, let's hear from Tony, who has been keen to come in. So Tony, yeah, you wanted to say
problem.
Yeah, Tony.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. So it was like I was communicating with a word piece in spirit. Then I was able to land the point that I was about to make about a Wike. Because Wike actually said that he was a Benin person that that is very proud. So he hosted the Oba of Benin. Even recently when he started his campaign tour, he went to Benin to confirm that he's from Benin. But although that he cannot be a governor of the state now, but he's from there. And then as you rightly said, one man. This guy is Igbo now, in order to get the presidency. Then after the presidency, then he will revert back, to his origin. Then if I may move forward just a little bit to contribute about who owns Nigeria topic, can I say something about that?
Yeah,
about cooling. Yeah. So not be hard, okay? So these people actually own us. So anybody that is here try to debunk that, it's just parabolating, around for nothing. So this is body also, but the question now is that how do we get back our freedom for these people? Then as for Unadi Azikiwe and the Zero, that Israel might be halfly Hausa and like Azikiwe's dad or mother is a Hausa Fulani man. So that is why it's already our sovereignty that time, because otherwise federal institutions were to be built in Onitsha, like the NDA. That's why it's very, very complicated when those Igbo that speak with a very low voice here are speaking, just be paying attention, because most of them are not fully Igbo people. That's why they come here to defend the North. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. So Mangwe, yes. You wanted to, go.
Thank you, Oman. Baba Kure, I'm not saying that Al-Mustafa is a good man. But what I'm trying to say is this, or my question is this. Is Lai Mohammed doing his job by what he's doing, or is he a bad man? In comparison to Al-Mustafa. Because in my own line of thought, we have a bad president or a bad administrator in the person of Abacha. And Abacha gives him order. He has, Mustafa has a country to run, the security and all those stuff. And he points out things, and Abacha says, I need this person gone. Should he refuse the orders of Abacha, put his head on the table to be slaughtered, or was he just doing his job? I know it's bad what they did, but in your position, what will you do?
Yeah, but he's not paid the price, though, has he? It's taking a human life, and it walks away.
He did. I'm not defending him for what he did, but I'm just saying he did a very bad thing. But sometimes I feel that it's very easy.
That's
to be in that position on the outside.
You know what you're saying, Mangwid. What you're saying was debunked already during the Second World War. So that was, what they call that narrative that you are presenting. They say I was only obeying orders. So that was the narrative of all of the German soldiers then when they were brought before The Hague during the Second World War. And they've debunked that's not acceptable. It's not, you cannot be ordered to do something that is fundamentally wrong and then hide under the fact that you were obeying orders for doing something fundamentally wrong. So that was the Second World War.
Woman, I know the theory very well. I believe. There is a difference between a third-tier soldier and you being in the epicenter of everything. This guy is the right-hand man of Abacha. So when you see Mustafa, you, in kind of a way, seen Abacha. So his duty is to protect and defend this guy. I am not saying that what he did is right. What I am saying is that it is a tough position for him to be there and doing all those sorts of things. It's just like, I don't like what...
Remember, he was also responsible for deployment of killers to go and kill, what do you call it?
Delegua.
Not Delegua, to go and kill civil rights activists and all the people that are against the administration. He was the one responsible for deploying of hold on. Yes, Adesanya and all the rest, even the American ambassador, they attempted to kill him. You know, he was the one responsible for the deployment of Sergeant Rogers and his team to kill political opponents around the country. So you can't be talking like this for or saying that what will he do? He was the head of the killer squad. He was the head of the killer squad. So don't say what will it do? He was involved.
If you are saying it like this, Ajali Koko, with great respect, you mean that those things that Bush did and all those things in the world and this thing, they go kill Bush now.
No. Yes.
You are telling me also.
Let us limit.
Let us limit what Mossad did. All
let
over
us
the
limit. Let us limit this discussion on Nigeria, on Nigerian matter. Let us limit on Nigerian matter.
Okay, let's limit it on Nigerian matter.
Yes. So,
let's limit it. Like I said, I am not defending Mustafa.
Yeah,
but
I'm just querying. I am querying. No, it's two different things.
No,
Lai Mohammed was, hold on. Lai Mohammed is a spokesperson, is a communication minister that does carry out propaganda and lies, you know, to drive the position of the government. But this one
defend this principle.
Yes, it's just a communication minister. That one is different from
what is Al Mustafa's position? Is it not to defend his own principle?
Al Mustafa's position was the head of killer squad.
No, what
Abacha
is his position in the government of Abacha?
Look, Chukwu Merige was the communication minister back then as a spokesperson for Abacha. Hold on. So the role that Chukwu Merige was playing then is what Lai Mohammed is playing now. But on the case of what do you call him? Al Mustafa was the head of killer squad. He was involved in the killing of Kudirat Abiola. He planned it. He sent out the team to go and carry out all this killing against, around the country. So it's totally different. The role of Mustafa back then is different from the role that Lai Mohammed is playing now. So there are two different roles right there. So don't.
No. They are not. These people, Ajali Koko, I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Look, it's all about the defense of your principle. That's what I'm trying to project. Al Mustafa did what he had to do. Whether he's right or wrong, I don't know. In my position, he was wrong in killing all those people. He would have given them a tip that they should run out of the country. Yes. But in the essence of it, Lekki happened. We saw Sam come here and say, nobody died. Yes.
Yes, remember that guy. It's run away since.
Yes. it was shocking to me. But at the end of the day, I sat down, analyzed the whole thing again, and I said, wait, maybe he is trying to defend the government of the day by putting a position which, in my own situation, I said, okay, it's all right. We have two oppositions here trying to defend their position. Al-Mustafa was the right-hand man of Abacha. And if you listen to the guy, he lies, though. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, he did in his own time what he needed to do. Is either he does it or his head is served. Lai Mohammed does the same thing. Is either he defends Buhari or he's heard.
No. That is where you're getting it wrong. Look, whether you are an officer, hold on right there. Whether you are an officer in the military or an appointee in the civilian administration, you have option to resign and leave. Okay, he had that option to leave Abacha's administration. He was not interested in that assignment that Abacha gave him, but he did leave because he believed in that defending and killing squad for Abacha, to retain Abacha and to walk Abacha through so transitioning himself into civilian president. So don't say, oh, because of this, if you don't do it, you will put your head down. No. He was a killer. He was deeply involved. He was the head. And this kind of person should not live in the midst of us. He should rot in jail because he killed a lot of people. He killed a lot of people, man. Don't say that he doesn't have option, but and the only option he had was just to play along. No.
Ajali Coco. Look, yes. I am not defending what he did.
But I'm just querying what you are saying. That is what I'm saying. That is my position here.
He did his job. Whether he's right or wrong on doing this job is something else.
Out of the job.
Sorry, it's a difference of opinion. It's just two people that say things in a different way. So it's just a different outlook on things. Let me acknowledge Alexander's super chat, who speaks to that space, what we're talking about at this moment. He says, folks, Vin, our Ghanaian brother, was a sniper under MUSTAPHA, a colleague of Sergeant Rogers. Amazing. So that is the thing, Vin. So Vin comes here, of course, and openly, even proudly vaunts his service with the Nigerian army, and he speaks a lot to how he served. So, there's an undercurrent to it, of course, which is what what Alexander is hinting at with this super chat. So, I think you can read between the lines of what's been said. It says, folks, Vin, our Ghanaian brother, was a sniper under MUSTAPHA, a colleague of Sergeant Rogers. Amazing. So yes, of course, I've had those thoughts as well myself in the past. But thank you for the super chat, Alexander. And again,
one man, please. I've not had time to talk.
Yes. Can you hold on? Okay. For the people in the comment section, we are pushing hard to hit 100 likes for this streaming. So please, if you haven't liked the streaming already, please do that. So that's just your way to help propel the platform. So there are fluctuating 150 thereabout people live with us. Thank you for joining us. But if you want even that number to grow exponentially, then the only thing you have to do is just click on the like button, and then that propels the channel. So we're about 30-something when I looked, and 150 people watching. So please correct that if you can. So yeah, who wanted to say something? Yeah, who did I stop just now?
Yes, it was me. I wanted to just comment on the issues of especially this Wike guy. Please, let us do justice. Let's do justice to Wike. Let's do justice to Wike, please. I want you to listen to what he said. please.
Right, go on.
Yeah, I'm trying to play it so that I hope everybody's hearing.
All right.
Okay, listen.
Yeah. Yes. Is that you are Igbo and that you are denying that you are not Igbo? Are you Igbo or not? I'm not. You see, people must understand things. We are in the eastern region. Nobody can deny that fact. We're in the eastern region. People interpret my name as Wike. They don't understand the history of Wike. In my play, Wike means a newborn baby.
You hear it? I just wanted to give justice to that because this guy took time to explain the reason why he's not Igbo. So please, on this platform, let us not promote something that is not. This guy says Igbo,
but in CBD is arguing that he is Igbo. He's come with this rather long-winded something. So this is in CBD. The queries.
Is CBD?
Is it not a query? What's Wike?
I think Obia voice in the query now.
Yeah, I'm talking about Ikwere, not Wike.
Where's Wike from?
Okay, if we are going to go by that argument, then will you go and tell Amechi that it's not Igbo?
No, is Wike Ikwere or not? Is the question.
Is Ikwere now?
So you're arguing that he is Igbo.
No, maybe his family, somehow. Let's give him that. His family might have migrated from
exactly.
CBD, 60 communities make the Ikwere clan. 14 say they are not Igbo. 2 are Igbos. So
I don't know, my brother. We told you that.
What is always
all this your news from?
I'm very sure.
They are not Igbo.
Where do you get this fact from? What is?
My brother, you always get wrong facts. 16. And the only problem, you're the only one that knows this news.
And he's the only one that knows this.
All right, gentlemen, it's just the pressure of time. Let me go to Mangui, who doesn't join us often enough. So let's take advantage of him then joining us now to put a few questions to him. So Mangui, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So the talking points are the Yoruba space 2023 presidency. We may reach consensus soon in the Southwest. Osinbajo speaking to the space. So is this something that the space will welcome because the Yoruba space too crowded in APC? So what are you then making of Osinbajo's comments, Mangui?
I listened to it, and I don't think that the first to speak is the first to win the race anyway. In your show, I did make a comment, and I said, speaking to the space, not that I like Tinubu, I actually detest him because of what he did to Lagos. But Tinubu needs a Tinubu to win. And I think Osinbajo might also be a good candidate, getting the backing from the president. But in terms of consensus candidate, I don't think that they will get anything out of consensus candidate because most of these people want to be the president, especially Osinbajo and Tinubu. Fayemi, I don't think so. He might have the what is the cleaning crankum to persuade the people.
Yeah. If the Yoruba space was to come up with a consensus candidate, who do you think is most likely? Who do you think most likely that person would be?
To answer your question, I have to divide it into two. In terms of job and the swag of bringing Nigeria to the right path, I think Osinbajo will be the right person. In terms of popularity and money bag, then it's Tinubu. Just to keep it simple.
But who do you think they will pick? So pick a name.
Wow, that's difficult. I think they might go for Tinubu.
Why? Why would you suggest that?
Well, giving into consideration that he has some governors in his own pocket, he just needs to do some few runs and everybody will just line up. That's just my own take anyway.
All right, and to Wike's assertion somewhat that he's more Igbo than Peter Obi, that he will serve the Igbo interest greater than anyone, and is challenging anybody within politics to come and counter that assertion. He made this assertion in no less a place than Umar here. So in Umar here, Peter Jameson Wike essentially saying that it's more Igbo than Peter Obi. What are you making then of that bold statement, Mangui?
Well, I spoke on this topic before, and I said Wike is an Igbo man. In his own DNA runs an Igbo blood. Nobody should die. He's just speaking politically in all the things he's doing. Look, this man's name is Nyesom Wike. Where is the Nyesom coming from? Anybody? I've lived in the Igbo hinterlands, and where is that name coming from? So he is an Igbo man, and I spoke generally that I think my belief is that the Igbos are saying that it should come from the 5 eastern states, the presidency. But if Wike is an Igbo man, forget this Weka, Wike, that guy an Igbo man, Ikwere man. So he's just trying to be politically correct and playing politics. That's just my take in order to give other people time to talk.
One more sorry. What about Rotimi Amechi? Just suppose that now, before you say that you want to give chance for that people to speak. Just suppose that now. With Rotimi Amechi.
What is Amechi? What is the name Amechi?
Which other part in the country is anybody called Amechi? Other than Igbo land?
If I forget about the Amechi, what of the Chibike?
Chibike
Amechi. We already know where Rotimi comes from.
Oh my God.
It's not from
very funny, man. It's wonderful. You know, they had this very long argument with the Ukwanis.
Why is his first name Yoruba name? Why is Rotimi?
Thank you.
I know that is out of
Can you allow me answer that?
Yes, I know that as well, but go.
Rotimi, Amechi's father admired what's the name of that guy? Rotimi from
William.
Rotimi
and it was like a honorary. It's just the same way they gave Jonathan Azikwe as like but now Rotimi decided to incorporate that to his official name. Maybe he knew that it will. Maybe he knows it will help him in the future somehow. So, but even Rotimi is his middle name. But he's using it now, you think it's the first name. His first name is Chibike Rotimi Amechi. But now he's answering Rotimi, and that's wise for him because of the political, benefits of that.
But you guys everywhere.
That only be bread go up
It's a diamond.
Rational, not rational. This man, CBD. Sorry, sir. It's CBD. It's CBD, my brother. Hello.
Yeah.
So the problem we are having is that that people like that time UK called from Nigeria. He was in Port Harcourt. Hold on. He was in Port Harcourt. He was not in Onitsha. He was not in Enugu. You see, so you travel down to Port Harcourt, you travel down to Benin, you go to Ibadan to do business, you born your children there, and later you want to claim that place. That is the problem we are having.
Hey, yeah. Tony, look,
from your point now.
Just abandon that. It's not going to lead you anywhere. If you take it on, it won't. You only have a headache, but you're not going to. Back to your man.
I only wanted to, I came on because I just wanted to speak of that wicked space, and I think I've not spoken anything. I won't take long, maybe just a few minutes.
Okay.
But you see, Wike is maybe there's something going on in his family that he needs to tell us that nobody knows. He should tell everybody once and for all. If he's claiming Wike is not Igbo, what of Nyesom and Ezenwo? So he should come and tell us those ones. He should come out and tell us those ones too, because he cannot stop at Wike. So maybe Wike is the one that he needs to explain to us. But you see also the man, like from what Zero played, they asked him, that was some years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I think, at the height of this IPOB, issue in Rivers State. But recently, the one he did this year, like maybe a month ago on channels, they asked him the same question and he could not say anything. So definitely the man is playing politics with all that, but it doesn't even matter. because
why do you think people are so hard pushed to distance themselves from being Igbo?
It's not people. Well, one man, let me tell you how I look at these things. I look at it from the grassroots level, from the ground. Sometimes let's forget about some of these politicians sometimes, because some of them, they are divided, they are using it for political gains. Someone like what's the name? Amechi. Amechi has said it over and over again because there was a time he was misquoted, so he came out and said it several times. There was a time he was only wearing the Ishiagu clothes so that people will not doubt him, and he has said it over and over again that he's Igbo. He was even saying he's more Igbo than Abaribe, because it was Abaribe that told him that why is he running away from his ethnicity. Then he said, how can Abaribe say that him is more Igbo than Abaribe, that Abaribe's name, even an ordinary Igbo man will not know the meaning, but everybody knows the meaning of Chibike and Amechi. So that's why I'm saying that we can't judge it from just one or two politicians that are using it for political gains. The Ikwere people were all intermarried. Most Ikwere people, you will see their mother is either from Imo State or from Abia State. So they don't see themselves different, not just because of the intermarried, but also the language. People are answering Igbo names, people are speaking Igbo, and you're coming to tell them that no, what you're speaking and the name you're answering, they are not for you. You are from us, Bini, that we have totally different names with you, and we speak totally different language.
They don't do.
Wait. Let me finish. You will come back. You will come back.
I will change your name to Igbo Defense League.
Now, why is the
carry on in CBD?
No, do you know some time ago they had this long narrative also.
Hold on now. Can you hold on, please? Let him speak.
Take it like that.
Can you let him speak, please?
Which one is they say? My brother,
look, I'm shutting down in 5 minutes, no matter what happens, because I have things to do. Is it how you let him speak or not? But
okay, let me just say what I was saying. The thing is that they had also this same narrative they were pushing on Ukwani. Then these guys, the prophet, not Igbo people, Ukwani is there. Maybe I will send you the link, maybe in the evening or in the, when we come back again, I will send the link because of time. I will send you the full research that these professors did. And they came up with this fact that it's simple. They can argue that Igbo people migrated and came to that side that they call Ukwani right now, but they can never say that Igbo people came, that those people came from Benin, those people are from Benin. They are speaking Igbo, for goodness sake. Their names are Igbos, and you're telling them that they are from Benin. How does that make any sense, even if you do not do any research? So it's the same thing you're doing. So just don't try to change people's.
Who you listen to? Your kings have come out and said
disrespectful, my brother.
You are
which kings again?
Otherwise,
what
kings?
Please stop all this.
One man, let me just make a comment.
You like lying on this platform?
Please let me say something to one man. One man.
This one piece is very funny, honestly.
One man, please. We are getting close to an election. This period, we are going to be seeing a lot of contradictory statements. So please, can you allow us to be helping you fish out those videos of contradictory statements before we enter this program, so that we can laugh?
I mean, that's the whole purpose. Now we are here to debunk all these people, so that to call out the lies. So that's the whole point.
Yes,
we're not just here for laughs.
Today, on these three individuals today, MUSTAPHA, Wike, and the other one, there are contradictory statements. The MUSTAPHA guy, every time he's on interview, he will tell you, he knows the people that are responsible for the problem in Nigeria. They will ask him, what are their names? He say, I will give you their names when it's in due course. This is the third time he's doing that thing. 56 people are in charge of Nigeria. What is their names? I will mention their names in due course. What due course? Until Nigeria dies.
All right. Let's get back to Mangwe. So Mangwe, you were in the throes of explaining how Wike is more Igbo than Peter Obi. So back to you, Mangwe.
Yeah, like I just said, the name speaks for themselves, and the geographical location also. That's my own take on Wike, because he's just speaking politically on a space that is given to him, that is open for him to become what he wants to become. So he has to claim everything. It's just like I also have a part of me in the Igbo land and also in the north. I can claim both sides and say, okay, I'm a president and I won't make a be now. Me a Igbo man, and I can prove it. But people saying, I think we are losing focus of the main thing. The main thing is that can this man be Nigerian president? If he's not, let us kick him out.
All right.
That's my take.
All right, thank you, Magui. And let me take you finally to the Al-Mustafa place. Al-Mustafa, 56 people eating Nigeria like termites. So he has identified that there are 56 people that essentially own that country somewhat, and he knows who they are. So would you agree first with his assertion that 56 people do own the country, and would you like to guess at some of their names, Magui?
Well, what Mustafa said, I would just partly agree with him because he was in detail with his former boss that died, Abacha, so he should know certain things that is going on in the country. And if my sources are right, okay, I even knew before this time that he was going to run for the president because there is something going on up there, and he has been doing some projects in Gombe and the rest with some people that I know. But on the other side of it, he knows something. He can't say the names because I believe that his life is also being threatened by these people. But for the fact that we all know that there are some people that control Nigeria, just like IBB, Obasanjo is one of them, even though we disregard him somehow, but that man is a great man in certain ways. There are people that we don't even hear their name, but these two people that I've mentioned in the north and in the south, I believe these are the two people that actually conjure things that are happening in Nigeria. Also, the 66, 67, what's it called, group, the last generals that we have now, I think all their names are in it. So that's my take.
All right, brilliant. And just finally, on TAMBUWAL's politics, which is getting increasingly interesting, he's speaking to all the hit songs within the Southeast. He's saying that if he becomes president, he will restructure Nigeria, he will devolve power, recalibrate resource control, and in this latest now missive from him, Buhari's exclusion of Southeast is fueling insecurity at TAMBUWAL. So he's speaking to an inclusive sort of governance if he gets that seat. So what are you making of TAMBUWAL's politics, the language that he's using, and his chances at the seat?
I will just keep it short, and I will tend to what Ajaliko always says sometimes. He's gunning for the vice president.
Under whose ticket? Under whose ticket?
No matter the ticket, he's just gunning anywhere the left is. He's just gunning for the
You know he's a wicked man. He's a wicked man. Here and wicked are bodies.
Yes, probably. But I feel that he's gunning for the vice president. Not the president, but the vice president.
Oh, all right. Can you give me a hierarchy from PDP in terms of a hierarchy of 5? Who do you think most likely to get the ticket and then cascade to number 5? Just a quick rundown of a list of 5 for PDP.
I don't know if I might get to 5, but according to the current situation right now, what we have on ground and the occurrences, Obi seems to be winning ground. Then Atiku, because of he's an heavyweight in the PDP and in the north also. Wike, I know. Let me just call Wike because he's part
you
of
put
the
Wike
show.
ahead of Saraki.
I mean, I don't see Saraki's game. He's kind of a sly, if I could name him that. But I don't see Saraki. No. How can he convince the whole people, man?
In terms of your personal preference, who would you have? So now, leaving what obtains and what seems most likely in terms of your personal preference within the PDP space, who would you have? I will tell you who I would have. I would have Saraki, just as a personal preference. But who would you have in PDP?
If my personal preferences has a lot to do with Nigeria, but to narrow it down strategically, I'll pick Peter Obi or Atiku.
Are you trying to pander to the Igbos? You don't want the CBD to beat you up?
No. One man. No. Strategically, these people have been making noise the whole time, doing this thing. Look, anybody that has worked in another organization knows that we have opposition everywhere, and you have led a team before. If somebody complains so bitterly about something, give that job to the person and say, do it right. That's my own take about this, because do you think
there is capacity within the East to govern Nigeria? Do you think there's capacity?
What? I think the whole of Nigeria is filled up with capacity, and the East, if I take the words of Sir Alexander Gomez, they are boisterous, they are kind of pushy in certain ways, and this is something that, in my opinion, Nigeria needs to get through these phases that we are in right now. I might be dreaming, but I think that the East has the capacity to lead Nigeria.
Sorry to interject. One man, I sent you a link. Can you put this for a CBD to read, or just put it on the link comment section?
When did you send it? On Instagram?
Instagram. Yeah.
All right.
Put it direct on this comment section now. Why are you going far?
Okay, carry on now, Mangwe.
So, like I said, I think every part of Nigeria has, not to be politically correct, but every part of Nigeria has the right candidates to lead Nigeria forward. The East in particular, I believe they do, because the kind of production, they are industrious, they move around the country. I don't think that you go to any part of Nigeria that you can't see an Igbo man. So they are, I believe if we want actually equity, that's my own thoughts actually, we should just give it to them, settle this case, and let's throw it open. And I believe also that PDP trying to throw, that's my construct anyway, trying to throw the windows open, that they said no consensus candidate, it should not be South, West or anything. That they are trying to maneuver an Igbo candidate right in front of everybody and say it was a consensus, so everything is open for everybody to see. That might be a play of the PDP.
Oh, okay, so to have an open ticket and to say that even with an open ticket, an Igbo man still won it.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. It looks as though that Peter Obi narrative is getting traction, but we'll see how it plays out. But thank you, gentlemen. I wanted to extend it longer, but I have to go and do something which I cannot avoid going to do. So apologies. That's why I try to contain it, but sometimes you have to let it run, because it's really what the audience wants to hear rather than a structure. So we've let it flow, but then it's landed at the spot. So gentlemen, if you are all available, please join us in the letter session, which we have more time to expand on thoughts. So
simply please read, I sent you.
I've put the link in the comment section, so anybody that wants to read.
One man, imagine a website called Edo